Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am the Maize Man. Before you get started, make sure you hit the like button. Share this with your social media and friends. Drop a comment below and subscribe. Today we are talking monumental decisions made on McCarthy, Donovan Edwards, and Josiah Stewart. We're going to talk about all of them. And of course,
I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully, but disrespectfully. It's disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans. Poor little bro, them. And I'm gonna tell them where I'm at. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus. The other state. And of course, as always, I'm upset.
Maize and Blue Nation, it's Tom Brady. I co-founded Autograph with one mission in mind: change the fan experience for the better. That's why I'm excited to announce the release of a new app that recognizes the biggest Michigan fans. The Autograph Fandom app gives you access to the best Michigan content, fan challenges, and exclusive rewards for diehard Wolverines, all for doing the things you already do, like listening to this podcast. Head over to the Apple App Store and search for Autograph Rewarding Fans and download today.
huge week for the Wolverines coming off their national championship victory over the Washington Huskies. They had the victory parade this past weekend, plus the celebration at Chrysler Center. And yesterday, Michigan starting quarterback, the all-time winningest quarterback in Michigan history, the second all-time winningest quarterback in NCAA history, McCarthy announced that he will be taking his talents to the NFL. Finished his career three-time Big Ten champion, a three-time winner over that vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, and 27-1 as a starter, which is second only to some quarterback from Toledo in the 70s, which I'm not even counting. JJ is the all-time winningest quarterback in my opinion, but that leaves a huge hole on the Wolverines roster. Of course, what does that mean for that quarterback room? Do we bring in another quarterback from the transfer portal? All of that. Let me know what you guys think. Does Michigan dip into the transfer portal, or do they let Alex Orji rock? Does Jaden Davis shock everyone in fall and spring practice and he earns the job? What about Jaden Denegal? He's still on the roster. I've seen him in games. He looks good when he plays. Let me know what you guys think happens. But McCarthy slotted by some to be as high as the fourth or fifth best quarterback available in the draft, behind the likes of Caleb Williams, Drake May, and possibly that guy he beat in the national championship. Either way, there's some teams that could use JJ's talent. Teams like my Las Vegas Raiders, of course, amongst others. But let me know in the comment section where you would position JJ amongst those quarterbacks going to the draft. Do you think JJ should have stayed another year? Do you think it's the right decision? And also, what does this mean for Jim Harbaugh? Does JJ know some information we don't, and that's why he moved on to the NFL? Let's talk about it. I also heard that part of JJ moving on was that NIL didn't happen the way that Michigan was hoping that it would, and so he moved on. But let's talk about all of those possibilities in the comment section. Although losing JJ is not the greatest news, Michigan did receive some good news as Monday or earlier today, Michigan presumed starting running back next year, Donovan Edwards, announced that he would be returning. Donovan, of course, didn't have the season that many of us thought that he would have, coming off of that strong finish to the season last year. But Donovan does have the talent to be very special. He obviously is a great receiver out of the backfield as well, and is very dynamic, especially when he decides to be forceful. So having Donovan Edwards back is a huge victory for Michigan in terms of reloading, trying to, reload for next year. This past season, he rushed the ball 119 times for 497 yards and 5 touchdowns. That gave him a 4.2 yards per carry average, but he had a huge game in the biggest game of them all, where he rushed for 2 touchdowns, both of 40-plus yards in the national championship game. The year before that, in 22, he carried the ball 140 times for 991 yards, good enough for 7.1 a carry and 7 touchdowns. And, of course, those 2 massive fourth-quarter touchdowns against the other state. So let's talk about it. What do you think about Donovan returning? What do you think Donovan does next year? And that running back room for Michigan all of a sudden is looking pretty stout, bringing in Kai Pana, also Jordan from the state of Ohio, Mr. Ohio, by the way, and already with Cole Cabana in that backfield, in that running back room. So kind of a stacked running back room, and it's going to have to be, because our rivals to the south have picked up some pretty decent news, if you will, in the transfer portal, getting Ole Miss's running back and adding or having the return of Travion Henderson. So let's talk about it in the comment section. In addition to Donovan Edwards returning, Michigan also is returning edge rusher Josiah Stewart. Stewart was a huge pickup for the Wolverines out of the transfer portal last season, coming from Eastern Carolina, I believe, or Coastal Carolina. This year, Stewart had 23 solo tackles, including 5.5 sacks. He was a huge contributor, also had a bunch of quarterback pressures. So getting Stewart back would be massive. He is a Bronx, New York native, a little undersized at edge at 6'1", 245, but he plays with a lion's heart. So it's a great addition to Michigan's team next year, is to get Josiah Stewart back next season, because Michigan is losing. They are going to suffer some attrition along that defensive line with Chris Jenkins and Jalen Harrell both declaring for the NFL. In addition to that, running back Blake Corum, of course, declared for the NFL. I don't believe he had any eligibility left anyway, but Michigan will have some attrition along that defensive line. Getting Josiah back is massive. So congratulations to the Wolverines for that. Speaking on people returning or leaving, the elephant in the room, of course, is head coach Jim Harbaugh and what he's going to decide to do in terms of returning to Ann Arbor or moving on to the NFL. What we do know is that he is visiting the Los Angeles Chargers today. Many in his circle think it is a 2-team race between the Chargers and, of course, returning to Michigan. His agent and those close to him have said that he wants assurances in his contract with the Wolverines, that they wouldn't allow the NCAA to come down on him again after he served 2 3-game suspensions this past season, as well as, some other things in the language of the contract. It's not necessarily the money, because Michigan, it is thought, could offer him much more money than the Chargers could or be willing to. So it's not necessarily the money. Now, there is this other little part that you have to think about, and that is that for years now, Jim Harbaugh has said that he wants to win a Super Bowl. Of course, coming so close to winning one with the San Francisco 49ers, of course, losing that Super Bowl to his older brother, John Harbaugh, in the Baltimore Ravens. But if that is something that he still wants to pursue, then, of course, going to Los Angeles with a quarterback like Herbert ready to go is almost too tempting to turn down. But he has turned Michigan's program around. He was brought there to do just that. Michigan has been restored to college football prominence. They are the number 1 team until someone else wins it next year or beyond. So he has done his job in Ann Arbor. Of course, everyone, including myself, would love for Jim Harbaugh to come back. And we are hoping that that is the case. But right now, we know for sure he's interviewing with the Chargers, and that Michigan has a signable, what they're calling a signable deal on the table whether or not all the language that Jim Harbaugh wants in that deal is in it is a whole nother question. We do also know that at the rally, the championship rally at Chrysler Center, athletic director Ward Manuel said he is doing everything in his power to bring Jim Harbaugh back. So hopefully he is doing just that. And there is a bit of a domino effect. It is thought that if Jim moves on, that Sharon Moore does take that mantle as head coach. But does that mean that defensive coordinator Jesse Minter sticks around? He's spoken out about wanting to be back in Michigan next season, win it again next season. But I'm sure if Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh moves on to the NFL, that Jesse Minter would be somebody that he would like to take with him to the NFL. We also know that Jesse Minter came from the NFL and would like to get back to the NFL at some point. So there are all these things that need to be considered, and we will be close to the ground with our ear to the ground, trying to get as much information as possible to update you guys. But I will as soon as more information is available. Moving along, let's talk about some players that Michigan currently leads for, according to On3's recruiting prediction machine, starting with cornerback Dwayne Galloway out of Columbus, Ohio, Marion Franklin High School. He is currently ranked number 97 overall, the 11th ranked corner in the nation, and the number 3 ranked prospect in the state of Ohio. Galloway has visited Michigan on several occasions. I myself am working on getting that Galloway interview done that we've had to postpone a couple times for various reasons, including him training and things like that. He also had a visit, I believe, come up. So we are still working that out. And when we do, we'll have that live right here for you guys on the Maize Madman YouTube channel. Moving right along, another top corner, Alex Graham out of Bradenton, Florida, IMG Academy. He is originally from Detroit. In fact, he attended Cass Tech, the Detroit powerhouse there. He is the number 108 overall prospect, in the nation, the 13th ranked corner and the number 16 ranked player in the state of Florida. Right now, he is a heavy favorite for Michigan to land. His mother attended and graduated from Michigan, and he's been to Michigan on several occasions. So it's looking good for Michigan there. Moving along from there, on 300 offensive lineman Avery Gatch, who's also an in-state recruit out of Birmingham, Michigan, Groves High School. He is the 202nd overall rated player, the 11th ranked interior offensive lineman, and the 2nd ranked player in the state of Michigan. He too has been to A2 on several occasions, and this also feels like a big get for Michigan if they are able to land Gash. Of course, Sharon Moore has been a closer when it comes to those offensive linemen, so I fully expect him to land Gash in the long run. Another prospect that Michigan is in the lead for, 4-star edge Jalen Williams out of Palatine, Illinois. Palatine High School. He is the 238th overall ranked player, the 24th rated defensive lineman, and the 6th ranked player in the state of Illinois. So just a few guys that I know Michigan is high on, and they are high on Michigan. These are guys that Michigan leads for. Another is newly minted 4-star defensive back Elijah Donson from Belleville, Michigan. Elijah has been on the channel. I've interviewed him. Be sure to check that out. I'll drop that link to that interview in the description here. He's a great kid. He's rated 345 overall, the 17th ranked athlete and the number 6 prospect in the state of Michigan in 2025, as well as Jamari Deloach, a 3-star corner right now out of Chesapeake, Virginia. Oscar Smith High School, also interviewed him live on the channel. I'll also include that link here as well. So be sure to check that out. Until next time, follow me everywhere at Maize Madman. Be sure to drop your comments in the comment section. Do you think that Michigan is able to land any of these guys? What do you think about Jim Harbaugh and the contract situation? Where does he end up? Let's talk about it in the comment section, all that. And until next time, stay angry, my friends.
Michigan, thank you. Thank you for the 2-4 season, and thank you for the undefeated season. Ever since I've been here, y'all have been by our side repping the Maize and blue. Every Saturday, the big house was packed, and if we played away, just know, y'all rolled deep. Thank you for being the best fans ever. My 4 years here have come to an end, but I'm forever grateful for the memories we created. When I got hurt last year, I came back and promised y'all I would bring a national championship home, and that's what Team 144 did. Thank you to my family, coaches, and everyone who showed support throughout my journey. Like I've always said, football is my passion, but giving back is my purpose. Michigan, please don't remember me for scoring 59 touchdowns and breaking long runs, but remember me as a great Michigan man who made a difference on and off the field. Though I'm leaving, I won't be gone for long. I hope I left you with memories you'll forever remember. Michigan will forever be home. This time last year, we had unfinished business, and now I can say, business is finished, and I'm finished as well. Thank you for everything. I love y'all. This is Blake Corum, and I'm officially hanging up my winged helmet and declaring for the 2024 NFL Draft. BC2, out.
I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. Son. I just don't get that all that Maize and that lock and all that stuff. I just don't get it, son,
Okay,
for real.
just calm
And how the